So lads, Melo's finally joined the Lakers. LeBron's finally got Carmelo Anthony on his team. But how much of a difference does this really make in the grand scheme of things? I got no idea. So, yeah, that's going to be the main purpose point of this video right here. We're talking a little bit about Carmelo Anthony. We're talking about the Los Angeles Lakers, how I think they're going to get on next season. Before that, let's just briefly go over some things that happened in the Olympics. So, all the results kind of went to plan, honestly. No, there was no upsets at all in the quarterfinals. Australia, though, beating Argentina by 40. Although most of that was in the fourth quarter. But still, they were still up by a little bit going into the third. And then Argentina scored the last couple of baskets of the game. This was a kind of nuts result. Not the greatest way for one of the legends of Argentina, Luis Scola, to bow out. But again, it's hard to judge anything by this because, again, like, it was a 37-11 fourth quarter. It was a 37-11 fourth quarter. Let's not forget that. So, like, you've got Patty Mills with 18. Patty Mills and Rubio, the two best FIBA point guards in the world right now, not named Drew Holiday. And then what did Luis Scola? He scored 7 points in his last game. But sure, look, it is what it is. Unbelievable career. Luis Scola's probably gonna end up in the Hall of Fame, just mostly for what he's done on the international level. But yeah, this Argentina team was not the Argentina teams of old. And in Italy versus France, again, I fell asleep during like the first quarter of this game. I had no idea. I think Italy were up by like 2 points when I fell asleep. I fell asleep really early in this game because, well, I stayed up to watch the other games. I stayed up till 9 a.m., which was not ideal. So, looking at this right here, Nick Batum, Rudy Gobert, scoring at the end of the game. But let's have a look at the box score. So, for Team USA, or for, not Team USA, Italy, Danilo Gallinari off the bench, 21. Fontecchio with 23. And Polonara with 15. For France, Ntilikina only playing 4 minutes a game, which is kind of crazy considering the fact that the guy is an NBA player. Nando De Colo only had 4. Evan Fournier at 21. He's been one of the best players of this entire Olympics. Batum with 15. And obviously Rudy Gobert, 22 points there. And he's such a big presence, especially in the international game, under the rim, protecting the rim. He is huge for that. So, yeah, that was what happened in the Olympics. But now, let's get on to the things that really matter to, well, the casual fans. Well, it seems like views in this channel is literally just, if I mention Luka Doncic in a video it as well. If I don't title a video about Doncic, video it as bad. So, we could turn into like the Luka Doncic version of DKM, who everything's about LaMelo Ball or the Ball Brothers. There's plenty of those channels out there. But yeah, Melo to the Lakers, and also Malik Monk. That's an interesting one. That is an interesting one for Malik Monk. So I just want to see how he shot the ball, Malik Monk. Because I know he has had spells for the Hornets where he shot the ball well. Like, yeah, he shot 40% from 3 last season. As I know, again, his shooting, sometimes good, sometimes bad. But again, if he can shoot 40% for 3 for the Lakers, he's a perfect signing. Carmelo Anthony, I'm not quite sure about it. But the biggest free agent deal so far, or the biggest free agent steals, have been the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors have managed to get, on a minimum, they managed to get Otto Porter, and they also managed to sign, where is he? Nemanja Bjelica. The Golden State Warriors are going to be stacked next year. Rodney Hood to the Bucks. There's a lot of these good ones. Dwight Howard, like the Los Angeles Lakers are assembling the 2011 All-Stars plus 80. Like, they're literally there with Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook. It's literally a 2011 All-Star team. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on. Bruce Brown going back to the Nets is quite big because he came up huge for them in the playoffs, especially with his ability to play center at 6'4", which is quite big. And Sam Decker has gone to the Toronto Raptors to shake and bake back in the NBA. Rudy Gay to the Utah Jazz is an interesting one as well. But honestly, for me, the biggest free agent signing is Patty Mills going to the Brooklyn Nets. I think this is huge. I think this is absolutely huge because Patty Mills coming off the bench can be devastating. Like, he can be a deadly scorer off the bench. I'm telling you, Patty Mills, severely underrated amongst most people. Like, is he going to be the main man on a championship team? No. We've seen in the Olympics, like, the guy can score when he's needed to score. Like, if Patty Mills is going to be the first option off the bench lineup, he can be a flat-out scorer. And not only that, he's going to help a lot in the regular season because I don't know how many games Kyrie's going to play. Kyrie always misses games. Harden has been healthy almost his whole career. I assume he's going to play a lot of the season. Kevin Durant, I mean, he's kind of getting a little bit up there in age and he's suffered a few injuries, so they probably will want to rest him a little bit. Having Patty Mills in there, it's just a better Mike James. It's just a better scoring Mike James. So I actually really like that Patty Mills signing. 2-year, $12 million deal. I'd say if the Lakers could have signed someone like him, if they had the money, they definitely would have. He would have been a great player for the Los Angeles Lakers. So now, let's talk a little bit about said Los Angeles Lakers. Do I think they beat the Nets? No. Do I think they beat the Nets? No, that's a shame. Do I think they make the NBA Finals? I have no idea. I don't think so. Because it's a weird one because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, Carmelo Anthony doesn't fit. I mean, like, the team didn't fit anyway, so it's not like it's going to make the team any worse fit-wise. Dwight Howard is, in my opinion, he's a downgrade on Drummond. Like, make it out what you will. Like, they basically swapped with Philadelphia, swapped Andre Drummond for Dwight Howard. Drummond's better at this stage in his career. Drummond is better than Dwight at this stage in his career. But at the same time, like, Drummond doesn't fit the whole we're putting together the 2011 All-Stars lineup. Carmelo Anthony. I don't know how he fits in. I really don't. He was alright he was good for Blazers. He was good for the Blazers. The problem is, I don't know what the hell, like, is he going to be the 7th man off the bench? What role is he going to play? It's like, are they going to start? Like, I assume he's going to want to start. Are they going to go with Anthony Davis, who says he doesn't want to play center? He only wants to play center in the playoffs and won't play in the regular season? Like, are they going to have to play AD at center, surely? It's going to be AD, center, LeBron, Melo, Russell Westbrook, and hope to God Malik Monk starts hitting shots? Is that what the Lakers are going out with? But you know what I say? I say screw it. Like, the Lakers, it looks like they've said, screw any sort of conventional roster construction. Let's just sign the best players we can sign and hope it works. Because I'm all for that. Because the Brooklyn Nets have too much talent for them. The Milwaukee Bucks probably fit better, and I will probably be tipped ahead of them. The Denver Nuggets, man, the Denver Nuggets are going to be scary. Like, with Jamal, like, you can't forget, they didn't have Jamal Murray for the playoffs. They didn't have Jamal Murray. Their second best player. They're going to be scary. The Dallas Mavericks, if they get Goran Dragic, they're probably going to end up signing Zoran Dragic. But if they get Goran Dragic, the Mavs are scary. The Mavs are scary with Goran Dragic. Like, other teams have caught up to the Lakers that won in 2020. And that Lakers 2020 team, there's other teams that are better than that team right now in the Western Conference. So the Lakers, while the whole league is zigging towards floor spacing, getting a bunch of guys that quote-unquote fit, it seems like the Lakers are just zagging, saying, we're just going to get the most talent we possibly can get, and we're going to hope that just having the most talent is going to win. Will it work? I got no idea. You've got no idea. We've all got no idea. The only people that know whether it'll work or not are the people in the Lakers. I'm not even sure the Lakers have any idea. But at the end of the day, look, I don't think there is any way that the Lakers have the money to surround LeBron, Westbrook, and AD with the level of shooters they want to have. The Lakers zagged once they traded for Westbrook instead of Buddy Hield. That's when they zagged. They could have traded for Buddy Hield, got two pieces tried to fit around AD and LeBron, but they went away from that. And I think they saw that they didn't shoot particularly well in 2020 and they still won the NBA championship. I think they saw that the Bucks didn't shoot particularly well and they won it this year. So a lot of these close playoff games do come down to ISO scoring. While I'm not the biggest fan of ISO ball, at the end of the day, intense, tight games, it's a lot of the time that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. So I do believe that the Lakers are constructed to... I don't even know. I can't even explain it. And nobody can predict what the Lakers are going to do next season. I'm telling you right now, if anyone says they have any sort of an idea how the Lakers are going to do, or they have any idea how Carmelo Anthony's going to fit into this lineup, or what lineups they're going to run, or what freaking positions these guys are going to play, they don't. I'm clueless. I'm looking at everything. There is no... Like, this team is a team constructed for the mid-2000s. Maybe people are watching the Olympics, seeing that basketball's beating the USA basketball, but it will be, well, not beating. They're competing with USA basketball, despite having 1/10 of the talent. It's still going to be an interesting one. And are they going to be fun to watch? I don't know. I really don't. Could this be a masterstroke? Could they win a ring? Yes. They could. But at the same time, could this be an absolute disaster? It could be. It's hard to explain. This is kind of... It's not similar because obviously LeBron's way better than any player on that team, so is Anthony Davis. But it's giving me similar vibes to when the Brooklyn Nets in 2015 just signed every single big name player and put them on the one team, or 2013, 2014, and hoped it worked. The big free agents, the big name free agents that were kind of there at the end of their career, while not obviously the different players to Carmelo Anthony, the likes of like Andre Kirilenko, suddenly they signed him. They had the Jet Terry on their team. Whereas, like, on paper, if it was 5 years earlier, they'd be one of the best teams of all time. But on the other hand, another team that looks like an all-star team from a number of years earlier was the 2011 Dallas Mavericks, who looked like a 2005 all-star team, and they went and won it all. So it's an interesting one. Let me know what you guys think it is down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.